what's up? This is Blaze the Movie Fan, and it's time for another requested Video Thoughts episode. This time I will be taking a look at Cinematic Venom's review of the first Star Wars movie. Unfortunately, I don't remember who requested it exactly. I know he left a comment on my Video Thoughts episode on Cinematic Venom's A Christmas Story review, but I can't find it there anymore. So I can't tell you exactly who it was. But this request is long fucking overdue. It was requested all the way back in December of last year, and I am very sure that it took so long. But anyway, I like Star Wars and I like the Cinematic Venom. So I decided, why the hell not go over his video. So without further ado, let's dive in.
Carrie Fisher, we will miss ya, you were the best. Princess, the greatest princess, you were the greatest, screw all the rest.
Wow, that was very nice of you. I couldn't think of a better way to pay tribute to such a great actress. Well done, man, I'm proud of you. And by the way, even now several years later, I still miss her. She is irreplaceable.
From the minute your film walks in the room, it's doomed, cause this is the place where you go if your film was crap and make the sense. You won't sit on the fence, he's getting burnt in his show. It's cinematic venom, it's cinematic venom, it's cinematic venom, it's cinematic venom.
Now I took a look back at the previous videos that I made on Cinematic Venom, and to my ever shocking surprise, I never commented on the intro. So I might as well do it now. It's a fucking awesome intro. The music is fantastic. It gives the exact idea on what the series is about. And it also gets me pumped for the fucking video. I would say that it's one of the best intros to a web series ever. But it's still fucking awesome.
Star Wars, later retitled to Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope because George Lucas changes his mind more than a pregnant woman.
Hold on a minute, I don't get the reference. Are pregnant women well known for changing their minds? What the hell? Now this might be because I don't have a lot of experience in real life dealing with pregnant women. But this is literally the only time I've heard of it. Hell, I haven't even seen anything like that in movies. But you're probably talking more about in real life, which again, I have no experience with. So I am willing to admit that it's probably my fault that I don't know what you're talking about.
Darth Vader, played by David Prowse, but voiced by Simba's dad.
That's a pretty weird reference to make. I mean, I get the reference, but The Lion King won't be released for 2 fucking decades after the making of this movie. So that's why this reference feels a bit weird to me.
Luke's aunt and uncle die, he then decides to become Spider-Man. Sorry, wrong film.
That made me laugh.
Star Wars was a commercial disaster and would never appear in any of our lives ever again.
It sure is a good thing that it was the other way around. And for the record, I know that you're being sarcastic. I'm not trying to argue with your point or anything.
The original idea for the film, you know, back when he expected nothing to ever come of it, so it was literally just called Star Wars. Confusing now when you tell someone, I just watched Star Wars. Which one? Star Wars.
I mean, you can easily clarify which Star Wars movie you're talking about without having to use the stupid A New Hope title. Either say the original Star Wars movie or the 1977 Star Wars. There you go, there is no confusion.
He would make small notes, come up with bizarre names and writing possible characterizations. Most of these were actually discarded however, one of which did include Han Solo being a huge green monster with no nose and gills. Yes, Rick.
Honestly, that sounds fucking awesome. I would have loved to see that.
What?
But some of his scrapped ideas were then used in the sequels and then later the prequels. The ones that everybody claims ruined the entire franchise.
They didn't, but we are meant to think they did.
For those of you who don't know, he's referring to Jar Jar Binks. And I agree, I don't think Jar Jar Binks ruined the franchise. I fucking hate the Star Wars prequels. But Jar Jar Binks is far from the worst aspect of those movies. I think Anakin Skywalker's childish attitude is far, far worse. And in Star Wars Episode 2, he's an adult, which makes it even more fucking pathetic.
Lucas stated, the film isn't about the future. My main reason for making it was to give young people an honest, wholesome fantasy life, the kind my generation had. We had westerns, pirate movies, all kinds of great things. Now they have the $6 Million Man and Kojak. Where are the romance, the adventure, and the fun that used to be in practically every movie made?
Wow, there actually used to be lack of fun movies back in the 1970s. That's fucking awful. I sure am glad I never had to deal with that.
By May 1974, he had a rough draft with names so stupid I'll let you look them up for yourself, but have this one for free.
That isn't very reassuring.
I'm sorry, but if I have to look up something to fully understand what you're talking about, that's really a problem with the video. Now, of course, I'm not saying that you have to give all the information possible in your video. Some things are okay to leave out to keep the video from being too long. But don't fucking tell people to look something up. If you actually are not gonna talk about something, don't bring it up. When I watch a video, that's all I wanna do, watch a video. I shouldn't need to look something up.
When it came to creating the design and look of the picture, Colin Cantwell was brought on, having previously worked on 2001 A Space Odyssey. Another box office disaster.
I heartily agree with you, sir.
I know you're being sarcastic here, but there is something that I want to point out. It really is fucking incredible how Star Wars became bigger than 2001 Space Odyssey not long after it was released. I bet no one saw it coming. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of people consider both movies to be very fucking awesome, myself included. But yeah, my point that it's incredible that Star Wars became bigger still stands.
Despite the director's enthusiasm, even his own crew showed little interest and refused to take the project seriously at all. He even called it a children's film and found the picture unintentionally hilarious. Well, maybe this scene. Is that supposed to be funny? I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, even if it was a children's film, so fucking what? There are plenty of people who love the animated Disney movies, and those are clearly kids movies. So I think by a kids movie only means that children are the main demographic, not that only children can enjoy it.
He got the extra money, but Mark Hamill soon suffered a car accident, scarring his face, causing more problems with reshoots, but filming finally ended. Mark Hamill actually has a weird thing with stuff like that.
So you're telling me he got hurt a lot in real life? God damn it, man. That's some disturbing shit that I didn't need to fucking know.
Vader's voice was the original actor's and much less threatening.
I'm a member of the Imperial Senate on a diplomatic...
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away.
Oh, be afraid of him. The original actor was David Prowse, and he was furious even 2 decades later about his voice being replaced. I guess he thought his voice was intimidating enough.
He should just get the hell over it. I mean, it's not his fucking movie. He's just an actor, nothing else. I really think he made a big deal out of nothing.
When it came to release, the studio gave very little support in advertising, so marketing director Charles Lippincott looked elsewhere, securing deals with Marvel for a comic book adaptation which came out in April 1977.
How the hell can you make a comic book of the movie before it's even fucking released? I mean, what did you need to watch the movie first? But then again, the makers of the movie probably explained to them the story of it. So I guess it kinda makes sense. It doesn't change my point though that I find it incredibly ridiculous.
And the movie made a profit of $79 million, completely obliterating the previous record of $37 million, earning a worldwide total of $775 million, making it at the time the highest grossing movie in history, and currently to this day, adjusted for inflation, it still remains the 3rd highest and is currently the 4th most successful franchise of all time.
Here's an interesting note. The Pokemon franchise is up there as well, and that's beyond fucking awesome. The fact that 2 of my favorite franchises are the most successful franchises in the world, I mean.
Peter Keogh of the Boston Phoenix stated, Star Wars is a junkyard of cinematic gimcracks, not unlike the Jawa's heap of purloined, discarded, barely functioning droids.
Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time.
Wait, what name? You use that clip and don't clarify who the hell you're talking about. It would be nice if you made it more clear, otherwise it's just confusing.
But! Okay, I do agree with some of the points that the party-pooping critics made.
I don't like you either.
First of all, yeah, these characters have no personalities. There's no character development in this movie at all. I find it baffling that George Lucas spent years writing down characterizations, but here we have a 2-hour film and not one single character has any substance to them. The closest you get is Han Solo, but all he has is, well, he's a money-grabbing douchebag. That's it. That's not a character. That's my ex-girlfriend.
I couldn't disagree more. There is a lot about the characters that makes them memorable. Princess Leia is an independent woman who can totally take care of herself. And she does when she is rescued. Anakin Skywalker is a naive young man who is learning about the powers of the Force. Han Solo is a smuggler and a badass. And let's not forget how fucking memorable a villain Darth Vader is. As for them not having character development, well, that might be true, but that has mainly to do with the fact that it is a very simple movie. Not all movies need characters that evolve through the course of a movie.
As for Luke Skywalker, our hero, I truly don't understand how so many people slate Hayden Christensen in the prequels, don't worry, we'll get to that, for being a whiny bitch when you got to listen to this for 2 hours.
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
I want to go with you.
This R2 unit has a bad motivator, look! It just isn't fair.
Wait a minute, where'd she go? Bring her back. Play back the entire message.
Alright, I am going to explain why I have a problem with Anakin whining in Attack of the Clones and why I don't have a problem with Luke Skywalker whining in this movie. For starters, Anakin had no legit reason to complain. He was just bitching for the sake of bitching. Anakin's complaints, on the other hand, are legitimate. Also, keep in mind that he is a young man. I mean, sure, young people don't act like teenagers or children, but they still act naive when they are new to the adult world. It's common for people in their early 20s to act a bit naive, since they just recently became adults. But don't worry, most people grow out of it, which is exactly what Anakin does in later movies.
He finds out that his aunt and uncle have been murdered. It's not Hamill's fault, but wow, the writing is bad.
I want to come with you to Alderaan. There's nothing for me here now. I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
That's it? Like, your entire life has just been crushed.
The damage doesn't look as bad from out here.
Remember in the Spider-Man films when this happened? It was such a big deal and evolved and developed at such a great pace and was truly heartbreaking. Here, it's literally, they're dead. Oh well, we need a way to further the plot, let's go. It's so rushed and forced.
Okay, I'm willing to admit, it is messed up that Anakin quickly gets over the death of people that he loved. I mean, seriously, man, couldn't you attend their fucking funerals before leaving? So yeah, this is a legitimate problem that he brought up, which I agree with. Strange that I never noticed this before.
In fact, Obi-Wan is a complete douche because he doesn't even care. He doesn't console him, he's just happy he's finally manipulated Luke to see things his way and agrees to go along with him. He shows no sympathy for his loss whatsoever.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, it is messed up that not even he cares that Luke's loved ones died. However, there is something that I have to bring up. Obi-Wan did not manipulate Luke at all. Luke Skywalker decided all on his own to learn more about the Force and how it works. And everything Obi-Wan says about the Force is true. So how exactly was he manipulating him? When I think of manipulation, I think of people who fucking lie about how things work. I didn't see a sign of that in this movie.
I think Leia is by far the most interesting character. Don't get me wrong, Darth Vader has such an awesome presence every time he's on the screen, and although others are entertaining, it's really refreshing to see a princess not be a damsel in distress for once. This one doesn't need any man, shoots stormtroopers, bosses people around, and is so independent and badass, I genuinely want to know more about her. Carrie Fisher also adds an incredible amount of charm to the role, and in my opinion she owns this performance and really steals the show.
Hold on a minute. Earlier on in the review, you said that those characters have no personality at all. But now you're saying that one of the characters does? Yeah, contradicting yourself is the last thing that you want in a review, because it really destroys your credibility. My advice is next time, don't make a statement that you contradict later on in a review.
Ready to find out who also was considered for the role of Princess Leia?
Not really, but I have a feeling that you're gonna tell me anyway.
This dialogue is just sci-fi mumbo-jumbo to me. I couldn't care less about this crap.
I'm a member of the Imperial Senate on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
What?
I could understand this line just fine. Ultron is clearly a planet, and that thing that she is a part of is clearly an organization. I don't see how that's so hard to figure out.
Why is Han Solo surprised to hear that a princess is rich? Isn't it self-explanatory? Kinda comes with the package, a princess is rich. What? You're telling me that a reaction channel has no talent?
That might be common sense to you, as most people on this planet. But you have to keep in mind that Han Solo is a smuggler, and he clearly has no idea how a monarchy works. Why the hell would he? He probably has never experienced it in his life. So it makes sense that he wouldn't know that the princess is rich.
Creepy. This is so creepy. This is so creepy. She's your sister.
Yes, but in this movie, they don't know that yet. And I doubt that was the intention all along. I think it's something that was added later on. I mean, do you really think they would make romantic scenes between Anakin and Leia if it was their plans all along to make them brothers and sisters? I sincerely doubt it. The writers of this movie are smarter than that. Now, of course, I'm not saying that doesn't make it less creepy, because obviously it doesn't. But my point is, it wouldn't be if you ignored the other Star Wars movies.
In 1997, the film was re-released with new and enhanced special effects, and by God they suck. These are just awful. Do any of these look real to you? I'm watching a Star Wars movie that makes Jurassic World special effects look somewhat reasonable. How is it possible that the 1977 version looks more legit?
What makes this even worse is that for years, the special editions were not optional. In the 2000s, the special editions is all we had. I'm sure nowadays it's easy to access the theatrical cuts. But back then, it was close to impossible, since George Lucas made these special editions mandatory. And it pisses me off even to this day.
This scene was originally cut out because they couldn't do the effects in 1977. Well, you couldn't do them in 1997 either, so why do it at all? This looks awful!
Not to mention it also ruins the mystery of Boba Fett. In the first Star Wars movie, he's just mentioned, which makes you wonder what the hell he even looks like. We find out in Return of the Jedi, which was released 2 movies later, how he looks like. And finding out that information was fucking awesome. Now this is how you build up a mysterious character. It wouldn't have that much of an effect if he was in the Star Wars movie. So I'm glad that the original intention wasn't in the final product. Now it's time for my overall thoughts. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Cinematic Venom, this isn't one of your best reviews. There are a lot of things that you said which I disagreed with. But of course I'm not gonna say that the review is bad simply because I disagree with your points. That would be very naive of me. But there is one legitimate problem that I hate with this review. At one point you say that the characters have no personalities, and later on in the same video you explain what their fucking personalities are. You should be careful about not making contradictory statements like this. Aside from that, this review is just okay. It's nothing great, it's nothing awful, it's just okay. Which is a shame, because I know you're capable of making much better than this. So yeah, that's basically the end of the video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.